Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of James Bond Bitcoin Live. 00116 hashtag Superman. So, anyways, let me go over the notes section here real quick. Then that way I can continue on with the show. In the notes section, I have Bond Trading View, list of top 55 coins and tokens compared to Bitcoin percentage and all-time high, flagged for shorts. I'll be going over that here. And so you'll see what's going on with that. And then also in the notes section here, I'll be talking about, these are the talking points I'll be talking about. Uh, Bittrex issues a warning about cryptocurrency pump and dumps. This is coming from bitcoin.com. Also in the notes section is Bitcoin now worth more than Nike, Disney, McDonald's, and IBM. That's from the Bitcoinist. I'll be talking about that as well. And next is Bitstamp not deterred by Bitcoin Cash haters. Bitstamp is readying to support 3 Bitcoin Cash trading pairs. So this is coming up soon. I think it's supposed to be the beginning week of December. Anyways, I'll go over it. And then Super Bitcoin. That's right, I said Super Bitcoin. So if you don't know what I mean, well, basically, if you look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's a smart contract, it's a lightning network, it's a zero knowledge proof, it's bigger blocks, it's Super Bitcoin. There you go. I'll be talking about Super Bitcoin today because apparently that's coming up in December, really close. So I guess we should all prepare ourselves for that. And then, of course, okay. And then next underneath that, I've partitioned this in the notes section as basically your news aggregators, Coinspectator, real-time cryptocurrency news aggregator. CryptoPanic is a news aggregator platform indicating impact on price and market for traders and cryptocurrency enthusiasts. And last is Cryptokings. That's another news aggregator. And then also in the note section, I have also partitioned off is the potential hard forks, fake hard forks, or already hard forked, or forks that never really forked. They just continued on. So Bitcoin Silver, which I think is a dud. And a couple more days, I think I won't have that listed anymore. Of course, I have the "It's time to stop" meme. It's time to stop the hard forks. Bitcoin Platinum, which is a joke, but I thought I put that in there because it's a link to the bitcointalk.org forum, and that's where all the scam coins start. Well, at least that's where they start propagating. They start somewhere else. They start probably in someone's like basement, their mom's basement or something. And then Bitcoin Uranium, that's coming in end of December, the 31st, as it's the last time I checked the website or the Bitcoin Talk forum. Bitcoin Cash Plus, that's supposed to be in January. Man, look at all this free money a Bitcoin hodler gets for technically for free, but there's risk. And if you haven't learned from Bitcoin Gold, the risk is you're going to lose all your Bitcoin. Bitcoin Classic. Bitcoin Classic is the continuation of an already hard forked Bitcoin Cash, or I should say Bcash. I don't know what to say anymore. I don't want to offend anybody. I guess I should just call it by its proper name, Bitcoin Cash. Anyways, Bitcoin Classic is a continuation of a hard fork. So I guess it is a hard fork coin, but that's already happened as well. And so I don't know when you're going to get that coin. I haven't heard any news. Maybe I'll go to the website, check it out, see what they've done. And then welcome to Bitcoin Segwit 2X, project name Bitcoin X or BTX. I think BTX is already taken, or BTC2. This is the Segwit 2X hard fork. It's the fake Segwit 2X hard fork. The original Segwit 2X hard fork never initiated. This was hard forked on the initial block height in which it was supposed to, the original Segwit 2X was supposed to hard fork. But it did hard fork. It took a snapshot. I don't know if it's trading. I don't know anything. It may be a dud in reality. In any case, it's supposed to be a different algorithm. Anyways, the link is in there. This is already one that's supposedly hard forked. And then Super Bitcoin. This is the one I'm talking about today. So I think I went over it briefly, but I keep forgetting about it. So I figured I just might as well just do a show on it and talk about it, because this is supposed to be coming up soon, beginning of December, I believe. So I'll go over that. And then Bitcoin Diamond, the ticker symbol BID, which I can't find anywhere, not even on CoinMarketCap. So I'm not even sure if this is real either, but supposedly this is also hard forked. It's a proof of work and proof of stake with 4 billion coins. Anyway, it's there. It's supposed to hard fork, supposedly hard fork November 22nd. And then there's Bitcoin Diamond. I don't know why I said it that way. It's the same word, but ticker symbol BCD, and that's also already forked November 24th, which there are futures market. Seems like it is trading. But if you learn anything from your Bitcoin Gold experience or from other people's experience, it doesn't seem trying to extract your Bitcoin Diamond from your Bitcoin may be a risky venture that you don't want to partake just yet. You probably want to wait until it's safe to do so. And then I have a link to list of airdrops, last update October 29th. That's the last time I checked on it. I think it updates every day. It's cryptocree.com/airdrop. For those of you who enjoy getting free money falling from the sky. And then next in the notes section that's partitioned is Segwit charts. If anybody wants to know what's going on with Segwit transactions, maybe I'll check it, maybe I won't. I kind of keep forgetting. Coin Codex. Coin Codex is a listing platform very similar to coinmarketcap.com and Live Coin Watch, as well as another listing platform, just to give you different varieties. You know, you don't want to rely on one too much. And they all do different things. They all have their features. I actually like Live Coin Watch because it gives a 7-day. I wish more listing platforms gave a longer period, like 30 days or a month, 6 month, year to date, stuff like that. Because you'll really, that's when you realize like how much the market has gone up, and it's incredible. CoinGecko is another listing platform. The only difference with this one is that it lists an index for developer participation as well as community participation. I usually, I would have to say anything above a 70 is the minimum. You want to get something that's above 90 or higher. That's really important for longevity of a coin. It needs to have a good development team and also a good community, because who's going to use it other than speculation, right? And then BitInfo Charts, another listing platform, really great. A little rough as far as interface, but has a lot of useful tools like hashing rate, transaction volume, block times. I might actually go over that today and see what's going on with the with the different coins. And then Joho's mempool statistics, that will give you a graphical description of the mempool. We'll check that out. It's also, not only does it do Bitcoin, it also does Bitcoin Cash as well. So you can get an idea of the fees or compare the two. I don't really do any comparison on Bitcoin Cash because I don't use. I haven't used Bitcoin Cash since I did my since I split a small portion of it to make a tutorial video, which I made. So I haven't done any of that. I guess no point in looking at the transactions if you're not going to use it. And then Salom, Salom.io, which is a social. It's also a listing platform that measures social media volume. So far, looking at that has been really, really insightful because most of the coins that I've seen on Salom tend to rise in value, and that's going to coincide with the bond trading view, because the coins that I've mentioned, I talked about on Salom.io, tends to turn up in my trading view as flagged coins to short. So very interesting. And then transaction accelerator. I don't know if you need that, but it's there just in case you need to do some kind of transaction acceleration. And then I have another link for Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash hash rate historical chart for the last 6 months if you want to compare the hash rate. And then also in the note section, partitioned off, can Bitcoin be replaced via multiple hard forks? James Bond interview on Crush the Street. Go ahead and listen to that. It was published November 9th, interviewed November 7th. I say some very interesting things, so it's down there for you to listen to. Also, in the notes section, collecting your free Bitcoin Gold coins with Coinami. You know, as more and more exchanges start listing Bitcoin Gold and it becomes more and more available, I'm sure a lot of people are eager to probably experiment or even trade their Bitcoin Gold. So there's a link, step-by-step directions on how to split your Bitcoin Gold. And just also to help you, I made a tutorial video, how to split Bitcoin Gold BTG01. Now, that's if you have Bitcoins on your Konami wallet. Unfortunately, if you have Bitcoins on a Segwit wallet, they're probably still stuck in there because Konami has not implemented Segwit addresses. And so until there is a wallet that allows you to split your Bitcoin Gold from a Segwit address, those are pretty much going to be locked up. So if you have a Segwit address and you're not able to split your Bitcoin Gold from there, I don't know how to do it other than maybe very, very technical way to do it, which I do not know how to do. And then also in the notes section is mnemonic code converter. This is a link to Coinami recovery phrase tool that if you don't want to use the Coinami wallet, you could probably just go to this website. You can actually download or save the website onto your desktop, and you can generate your private and mnemonic seed offline, and then simply generate a Bitcoin wallet or split your Bitcoin Gold. That way, you'll still need a wallet because you're going to have to sweep the private keys. But anyways, it's there. You can also generate new wallets. Unfortunately, it does not have any SegWit addresses. It doesn't create any SegWit addresses or private keys to it. And then I have Bitcoin Gold, a link to Bitcoin Gold. I wouldn't really recommend anybody going there. You never know, because the website might even have a virus that might steal your Bitcoin. I'm just joking. I mean, of course, if you want to go there to keep up to date on it seems like a lot of people are going there to keep up to date for the people who have been hacked from the My BTG wallet, My Bitcoin Gold wallet. So there's a link for you there. And then, of course, in the notes section, that's also partitioned off here. If you watch this video and you see an advertisement for BitConnect and someone telling you that BitConnect is the greatest thing since sliced bread, you might want to read some of these articles. Why has ICO Index labeled BitConnect as an outright fraud? Notice regarding high yield coins on top of BitConnect. What is BitConnect and why have we decided to distance ourselves from it? And of course, I have a video, if you're interested in watching, James Bond Bitcoin Live 0017, where I interview 3 BitConnect users. 2 of them rage quit. That seems to be a trend these days, rage quitting. One of them was stupid enough to stick around to tell you how to find him. And then the 4th guest was just a regular guest, not involved in BitConnect. And even he can obviously, it was obvious to him that BitConnect is a Ponzi. And then I had a special appearance from Ozzy the BS filter. He just came in and then he left. Don't know why he did that. Anyways, okay, on the last portion of the note section that's partitioned, I have the video theme for this video. Meet the Chinese Superman, China Uncensored. If you ever want to know if there was a Chinese Superman, yes, there was. And here he is right there. Super Bitcoin. And anyway, that's a nice little video if you want to know more about Chinese Superman and maybe a little bit more about China as well. And then I have the link to hashtag yes2x83. Wow, can't believe I'm going that far. What you're looking at right now. And then have a link to Bitcoin Pot of Gold, as well as the SegWit address to the Bitcoin Pot of Gold. Now it's going to be interesting, like, because right now no one has, there is some Bitcoin Gold in that wallet. Problem is it's a SegWit address. And eventually you'll have Bitcoin Diamond and maybe Super Bitcoin and Bitcoin Plus, Bitcoin Classic. Now the Bitcoin Classic is going to be difficult to extract your Bitcoin from there, from that fork. Well, actually, it should have already forked, so never mind. And then if there's a Bitcoin Cash Plus, I wonder what they're going to fork from Bitcoin Cash or from regular Bitcoin. Anyways, there's Bitcoin Diamond and Bitcoin Gold. Now, the problem with using a SegWit address right now is that since most of these new implementations, Bitcoin Gold and Bitcoin Diamond, have not actually implemented any wallets yet themselves, they also have not implemented SegWit. Supposedly they are. So I guess when they're able to do that, and some of the other wallets like Coinami and some other wallets, I know some wallets are already SegWit, but they're not multi-currency SegWit wallets. As soon as they are able to implement SegWit, then you should be able to split your Bitcoin Gold from that donational address. So not only Bitcoins are in there, but Bitcoin Gold and probably Super Bitcoin is going to be in there. And Bitcoin Diamond, of course. So please donate to the Bitcoin Pot of Gold. It's for the audience members. Either they can try to crack the password, or I think it's definitely up to $80. I need someone to donate to the Pot of Gold to actually have it go to $80, and I'll give away the 8th clue to the 8th word of the 24-word mnemonic seed. All right, excellent. Now let's see who's all in the live chat here. Oh, what's going on here? Either something's wrong with my phone, or I can't see who's all in the live chat. There we are. Okay. All right, now I see everyone. Dual overhead camness, you made it here first. Congratulations. Your prize is nothing. 21 million club. Good to see you. Carlos. It's been a while, so nice to have you. Welcome back. And Marty Wilkinson. Good to see you. It's me, Boss Lady. What a surprise. It's an honor. It's an honor to have you in here. And also, Cuboro. Welcome to the chat. And Tomcat, I see you're in the chat as well. Okay, excellent. Thank you for all being in the chat, and thank you for being here in the live stream. Let's go over the meme here, Super Bitcoin. That's all I got to say, Super Bitcoin. That's what I'll be talking about. Let's go on here. Okay, the Bitcoin pot of gold. Here's the Bitcoin pot of gold. So please donate to the Bitcoin pot of gold. QR code on the left is where the arrow is pointing to the Bitcoin pot of gold. That's the donational QR code. Please take your wallet, scan that code, and send all, and then high priority, and then send. Thank you very much. QR code on the right is the encrypted private key. You have to figure out the password. Now, unless you have a Segwit wallet, it's probably not going to help you all that much. So either you have to figure out, you have to get a encrypted private key decoder to get the private key. And then if you know how to use a Segwit sender, use the private key on the Segwit sender, and then it should sweep the Bitcoins out of there, unless you have, again, a Segwit wallet. And then the QR code down on the bottom in the middle, if you use a regular QR code, that will take you to Yellow Fever for you, and it will take you to his channel. And he's the one that gave me this idea. Thank you, Yellow Fever for you. All right. So here is my new list for today. It is growing. This is the bond trading view, as you see right there. What's it say? It says, this view created by James Bond Bitcoin Live, list of top 55 coins and tokens compared to Bitcoin percentage and all-time high, flagged for shorts. And so over here, as you see, is my flagged coins that I have selected, and they're in kind of order. The top being the most in priority and the bottom being in the least priority of coins that you can short. Now, either if you have an account that allows you to short these coins, typically you would have to have these coins in order to short them. I don't know. I don't know if there's any exchange that will allow you to short these altcoins. I know there's like, you can short Bitcoin by, loaning or getting a loan of Bitcoin basically from the users of that platform and then shorting it. But the reason for the short is because I'm here to help you make more Bitcoin. Because if you're an altcoin trader, the whole point of being an altcoin trader is to make more Bitcoin. I'll go over that just a little bit later, but here is the list. It's growing. Anyways, let me go on. I'll go over that later. Here or oh, okay. So here is sorry for that long brightness there. This is from Bitcoin.com. Bittrex issues a warning about cryptocurrency pump and dumps. Are you surprised about that? Well, I'm surprised about the warning, but I'm not surprised about the pump and dumps. Let me see here. So here's basically what's going on. Let me read the first part of it. Is pump and dump, which have been synonymous with cryptocurrency markets, are facing a clampdown. Bittrex has emphasized its determination to combat the practice, which persists on several exchanges. An update to its terms of service, Bittrex reiterated that it takes a dim view of pump and dump schemes and will suspend accounts found to have been participating in such activity. So if you're a pump and dumper and you're on Bittrex, you may not be on Bittrex much longer. So there you go. And so what goes what's what goes up? So here's a little meme, a very funny meme. First we pitch them Bitcoin, Litecoin, crypto coins these people know. Once we've suckered them in, we unload the dog shit. Aurora coin, Spain coin, where we make the money. If you don't know where that is, that's the Wolf of Wall Street. Very typical. Uh, I would highly advise like stay away from altcoins because altcoins with very low market cap, and as you've seen through the social media volume, Salome.io, you know when it's being pumped because it's going through the social media network, or you're being socially engineered. Most of these coins don't produce a product or a service. The only thing that's driving the price is social media, social engineering. So you're being tricked into buying them. So let's see, how do they start? They start out as fake news. That a lot with Neo, fake news, right? Just screenshot of fake news, or news that are articles that seem like they're news, but they're really opinions. You know, they're somewhere in there. They say it's my opinion, but people use that article through social media to draw or garner attention. Another one is flash pumps. And no, I'm not talking. I didn't say. I didn't say. I didn't say the other pump. I didn't say, you know, I said flash pumps, not the other kind of pump. But a flash pump basically is, there's a group of people that are basically in a group, and once they start to pump a coin, it's basically first in, and then whoever can get out before the market crashes. So those are basically flash pumps. Something you should all be aware about. I'm sure you've seen them. If you've been in this space long enough, you've probably seen some obscure coin that has no market value, and all of a sudden it starts pumping like crazy. And then that's when people start making YouTube videos. That's when people tweet out and Reddit post and BitcoinTalk.org post. What else? Telegram, Discord, Slack, you name it. And, the unwitting fool, FOMOing, buys in and ends up becoming a bag holder. That's kind of how it works. It kind of describes it here a little bit. Telegram groups right here. Telegram groups such names as Crypto for Pumps and Big Crypto Pumps conspire to pick micro crap coins with low volume, often on Bittrex exchange, and they just make a frenzy out of it and then dump on you. So now that's why I highly recommend not even participating in altcoins, because the only people who are going to participate are the pump and dumpers, and all they're doing is just exchanging money. They're probably losing money because you got to think about the cost of the transaction fee to do the trade, right? The commissions on the trade. So everything's said and done, they're just stealing from each other. That's why don't bother trading altcoins. That's my opinion. Just save your money and just buy Bitcoin. Let me see here. I'll read the quote from Bittrex. Bittrex actively discourage any type of market manipulation, including pump groups, consistent with our terms of service. We will suspend and close any account engaging in this type of activity and notify the appropriate authorities. And you're probably going to see this more often. You're going to probably see this in Poloniex. Definitely with GDAX, Gemini, they're not going to be doing this. Um, Most likely Bitstamp, any exchange that basically is doing know your customers and anti-money, has any anti-money laundering policies in place, they're probably going to start monitoring pump and dumps now as well. So the whole ICO market is dying down. The pump and dumps, for the most part, will probably start dying down as well. So if you have any bags, which I know probably some of you do, you probably want to offload them right now. And I recommend buying Bitcoin. Let me see. Pump up the volume, prohibiting pump and dumps. That's what's coming up next. So, interesting article. Go ahead and read it. I think this is probably going to give you insight. Now, this is Bittrex. I'm sure other exchanges are probably are going to do the same. So, for all those people who have basically um, altcoins, or you're holding on to altcoins, you probably want to dump them, because if your account's going to be closed and you're not going to be able to do this, no more pumping and no more dumping. So, you're probably going to start seeing a flat market here really, really soon. That's what I'm thinking. So you should probably get your Bitcoin now while you have the chance before your account gets closed. All right, so let's see what's next after that here. All right, here's another one. Bitcoin now worth more than Nike, Disney, McDonald's, and IBM. Isn't that amazing? Wow. I don't even know what's the Bitcoin price right now. According to the Bitcoinist, they have a little price right here. Actually pops up. Nice. Okay. Price of Bitcoin is 9,769. Apparently it's up 133%. I think that's wrong, but nice. Ethereum is up $474, and Dash is up 617. Okay, good to know. All right, so wow, IBM Bitcoin's worth more than Nike, Disney, McDonald's, and IBM. Amazing. Who would ever thought? Let's just read some of the. Let me see here. I'll just read the first paragraph here. Derided by the most financial analysts for years, Bitcoin has surged. Bitcoin has surged dramatically in 2017 and now has a higher market cap that most corporations such as Disney, MasterCard, Boeing, IBM, and McDonald's. Wow. So basically, if you just hold your Bitcoin, it's almost like investing in one of these stocks, but it's not a stock, right? Bitcoin's not a stock, people. It's not a security. It's not a company. It doesn't produce anything, doesn't offer a service, but yet it keeps going up. And I'll be doing a chart analysis. I'll also be talking about logarithmic scales. Yesterday I showed what a logarithmic chart looks like. I want to share my insights on it that I discovered doing some research. If you use a logarithmic chart to do price predictions, I think you're a fool for doing that. First of all, I'll try to explain what I've learned and share some of that knowledge with you, the audience members, about logarithmic scales and how the charts, a logarithmic chart, was originally intended to be used. Bigger than the mouse and house and Mickey D's. Wow. So here's a great article. Go ahead and take a read for yourself. Here's some numbers here. MasterCard. So MasterCard's 158 billion. So Bitcoin is over 158 billion, I believe. Over 158 billion. So bigger than MasterCard. Pepsi Cola is 156 billion. Boeing is 152 billion. Disney 151. IBM 143. M3 137 billion. McDonald's 135. Nvidia 124 billion. Nike 96 billion. Electronic Arts 33 billion, and Target 30 billion. Wow, that's pretty good company. Those are pretty blue chip stocks. All right, interesting read. Go ahead and take a look for yourself. It's nice to know that your Bitcoins are worth that much money. Right, and then let's go on to the this section right here. So if you're not familiar already, okay, if you're not familiar already, um, Bitcoin Cash is about to be available on Bitstamp. And that's kind of big news for the Bitcoin Cash lovers out there. So Bitstamp not deterred by Bitcoin Cash haters. Bitstamp is readying to support 3 Bitcoin Cash trading pairs. So let's go over that. Hey, buy Bitcoin. How you doing? Just saw you in the chat. A Genesis mining ad is better than a BitConnect ad. I don't know. Genesis mining is, anybody who invested in Genesis mining at the beginning of the year, it's probably kicking themselves in the nuts or in the butt, because the money they put into Genesis mining is worth 100 times. Oh, I won't say 100 times, at least 10 times more than what they're getting in payouts. So they would have made a lot more if they just bought the Bitcoin. Why would you buy Bitcoin, or why would you use that money instead of buying Bitcoin, but put into a mining contract, and then uh, get like itsy bitsy, dripping bits of Bitcoin, Satoshi amounts, when you could have just bought probably a whole Bitcoin, and it would have been worth $9,000 right now. At the beginning, if you put $1,000 at the beginning of the year and bought one Bitcoin, all right, let's do the comparison between Genesis mining and just buying Bitcoin. And my feelings on this is kind of, you know, I've never mined, but essentially when you mine, you're really buying Bitcoin, is what you're doing, because you're paying for the electricity, you're paying for the machine, you're paying for the mining rig, or well, if you're mining Bitcoin, you're paying for the mining rig. If you're doing GPU mining and getting other altcoins and then dumping those to get Bitcoin, either case, you are buying those coins, because you are dishing out money. Now it's just a matter of, are you average costing them to a certain point to get a price. And so if in the case, if you were mining Bitcoin, you're really just buying Bitcoin, is what you're really ending, is in reality what you're doing. It's just that you're putting the work and the electricity and all this other stuff into doing it. But so if I look at that and I say, well, I don't want to buy the machine, I don't want to buy the mining rig, I don't want to, increase my electricity bill and pay every month. I think it's just easier just to, take the money that you would have paid in electricity bills, paid it in the mining rig, and just go out and just buy the coins that you want, which in my case would be Bitcoin. So if you did that, it would have been, if you bought one Bitcoin for $1,000, it would have been 9,000, almost $10,000. Now, if you take that one Bitcoin and you put it into Genesis mining contract, do you think you would have gotten $10,000 on a $1,000 contract? Probably not. Especially if they're slowly leaking Bitcoins to you in the course of a year as the price is going up, you're not going to get that much back. The return is going to be less than if you just bought Bitcoins. So anyway, so let's go back to this. Bitstamp, not deterred by Bitcoin Cash haters. All right, so let's see here. I'll just read some of the quotes here. In response to, right here, this quote right here, I'm reading. In response to the demand we have been seeing for Bitcoin Cash trading BCH, and as part of our efforts to list more currencies, we have decided to provide trading support for the following three pairs. And they're talking about Bitcoin Cash to US dollar, Bitcoin Cash to Euro, and Bitcoin Cash to Bitcoin. And there's some other quotes here. This one, I think, is coming from Max Kaiser. Bitcoin Cash is an altcoin that has its fans just like many altcoins. I don't think anyone who uses Bitcoin's name and applies it to an altcoin like Bitcoin Cash is adhering to acceptable business practices. In other words, Bitcoin's brand is being stolen by a competitor that calls itself Bitcoin Cash, and this is outright fraud in my opinion. Just like it's fraudulent to use Coca-Cola and Nike's name to sell soft drinks or shoes. He's got a good point there. He's definitely got a good point, but unfortunately, Bitcoin is not a company. Bitcoin's not even a registered trademark. As much as people take offense that someone would use Bitcoin, the reality is, matter of fact, let me just go here. The reality is, okay, if I just go to, let me see, let's go to Coin Codex. The reality is there's already many Bitcoin. Hello, one green Mitzi. One green Mitzi. I hope I said that name right. Welcome to the live chat. Welcome to the channel. Let me see. So if you just look at all these Bitcoins, okay, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Dark, they're already a Bitcoin Plus. There's a Bitcoin Fast. And apparently there already is a Bitcoin Silver here. Oh my gosh. Are you serious? There's already a Bitcoin Silver? Wow. There was already a Bitcoin Silver in existence. Look at that. There's nothing about it. It doesn't say anything. Okay. Interesting. Let's go to, actually, let me go to live coin view real quick. Let's see if there's anything on live coin view. Let's do search for Bitcoin. Oh, wow. Bitcoin Diamond's on here as well. At least, yeah, Bitcoin Diamond is on live coin watch already. So Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Dark, Bitcoin Plus, Bitcoin 21, Light Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin Diamond. Wow. That's incredible. Okay. All right. How about Coin Market Cap? Let's see here. Let me see if I can just. Okay. First, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold. Let's get rid of this thing here. Oh goodness, BitConnect, Bitcoin Dark. So the name's already been, for the most part, already co-opted. So I don't see Max Kaiser's argument. I'm sure it's a lot of backlash. BTCS as in Bitcoin script. Okay, maybe they rebranded. That's a good point. 21 million. Let's read another quote. Bitcoin user and frequent commentator Alphonse Pace last week took to Twitter to voice this criticism. Beware of the latest effort to try to scam Bitcoin users by attempting to label Bitcoin as Bitcoin legacy. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. Bcash is Bcash. Bcash cannot become Bitcoin, even if they try to relabel it legacy. That was a tweet. And, you know, there's a, I don't know if anybody's heard, but there was a video with Roger Ver in which he got very angry about someone's calling Bitcoin Cash Bcash. And you probably heard the audio of Jihan Wu talking about the same. It seems like Bitcoin Cash supporters don't like the word Bcash for some reason. Okay, they don't want to be referred as Bcash because I'm assuming at one point or at some point in the future, they plan on trying to become Bitcoin, and their hopes that Bitcoin, the chain that uses the Bitcoin Core software, Bitcoin Core software, eventually dies, and then that would leave Bcash or Bitcoin Cash to be the quote unquote longest chain that has the most work on it. So all these forks of Bitcoin, and I know a lot of people are, um, think that the Bitcoin that we all know is Bitcoin, and it is. But it may in the future. No one can predict the future. There's literally all these forks of Bitcoin, and it may not, survive. There's a chance that a lot of these chains may not survive in the future for whatever reason. And ironically, if Bitcoin Cash is the only surviving chain at the end of this very long life, uh, at the end of this blockchain, just think of it this way. If Satoshi Nakamoto, for whatever reason, came back from the dead, right, 100, 200, 300, well, I don't want to say that long. Ultimately, it's about 100, maybe 100 more years, 120 more years before all the mining rewards get exhausted. So for whatever reason, let's say 100 years later, Satoshi Nakamoto comes back from the dead and still has his private key, and the only surviving Bitcoin, let's just say, I'm just saying, argument, just for thought, is Bitcoin Cash, then yes, that would become Bitcoin if all the other Bitcoins died. But that's just a scenario, because you should be able to take your private key, sweep your private key, and if Bitcoin Cash is the only living, surviving Bitcoin implementation at that time, then it's Bitcoin. We have to just come to that reality. I'm not saying Bitcoin Cash is Bitcoin. I'm just saying, the longest chain that survives that's able to have a good user base and to keep a good user base, well, that's going to be Bitcoin. And right now, Bitcoin is Bitcoin, and it has the longest chain, which is the original chain, and it also has the most users and the most transactions for Bitcoin right now. I'll be going over that in the hash rate pretty soon. All right. Okay, so let's take a look at the last quote here. It says, Bitcoin is dead. Okay, so this is a tweet by Bitcoin Cash lead developer uh, Dadal Nix, delivering his own tweet. Bitcoin is dead. It was split in two. There is Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Core / legacy. Deal with it. So, there's, as more and more of these forks happen, which this is probably why you don't want forks, because it splits the user base, and it does create conflict. Anybody who supports hard forks believes in war. That's my honest opinion. If you believe that Bitcoin should be hard forked at will, then you are advocating war, essentially. But free will of the people, so be it. Anything that becomes a competition for user base, for attention, and for money, it's natural to be hostile. It's human nature. And so I think in today, if you've seen the video with Roger Ver and oh, I forgot that other guy's name. I guess he runs Exotica. Um, but if you've seen that video and you know what I'm talking about, you can already see the hostility fermenting, boiling over. I think there was also another video supposedly with Richard Hart and Bruce Fenton, and you can see the I wouldn't say animosity, but definitely the the adversary role being played out. Obviously, there's adversarial roles being played out, and this is dangerous because this can ultimately kill the whole community. The whole community. But we all have free will. We all have a choice, and anybody can fork Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not a company. You can brand your coin Bitcoin Dark, Bitcoin Plus, Bitcoin Classic, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Silver, Super Bitcoin. You can use the word Bitcoin. Just realize when you do that, it doesn't mean people are going to accept you using the word Bitcoin for your token. It may actually create hostility, not with one group, but maybe even many groups, because there might be many groups that are fractured in this community. And of course, it's the free will of the community. That's all I can say. Anyway, let me scroll up here. So Bcash will be available pretty soon on Bitstamp. So this is going to be interesting. I'm not sure if it's going to crash the market, pump the market, because there's a lot of pent-up supply. And on top of that, I think in January, Bcash will also be available for Coinbase users. And not only that, I also believe BitMEX is going to be dumping Bcash for Bitcoin. So either somebody's going to have to buy up these coins to keep that price up. And if it's going to be Roger Ver, and Jihan Wu, that's going to be interesting. Why would people, in order for them to pump up the price, they would have to mine Bitcoin. in order to pump up the price of Bitcoin Cash, what defeats the purpose of even doing that, because you're mining your adversary's blockchain. It makes no sense. Hey, Surgeon C, how you doing? I see you in the chat. Welcome back. Now, Surgeon C, I see what you're saying. You believe that and I agree with you on this. Okay, if anybody who forks from the original chain should not be called Bitcoin, they should be called something else. But you have to consider there's a very good incentive to brand yourself as a fork of Bitcoin, either Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin something, because you did fork off of it. You have a user base. Okay, the branding is very strong. Okay, just having the name Bitcoin on your coin may confuse a lot of people, but also it kind of brings a certain value to it, because everyone has heard about Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is the real Bitcoin's like almost $10,000. So you could be like a super Bitcoin, and if you're $500, I mean, people will buy into it. And but you have to consider this, like, this is short-term thinking. In reality, if you can imagine 100 years, and it's hard to imagine 100 years because I'm sure that you and I will both be dead. But 100 years, if Satoshi Nakamoto came back from the dead and still has his private key, and he looked around and there was only one Bitcoin, we don't know which Bitcoin that's going to be. I'm assuming that it's probably there's going to be a lot of Bitcoins coming up. And it's up to the users of that community to make sure that, you maintain your coherence. It's up to each and every one of us and everybody here listening to, rally for which Bitcoin's the real Bitcoin, and not only that, but strive to make sure you are the last Bitcoin standing. So this is really a race for the last Bitcoin standing, on top of all the other altcoins. All right, so you got all the fork of Bitcoins that you have to outlast. You have to play the last man standing game. How you doing, Richie Rich? Good to see you in the chat. And then you have to outlast all the altcoins. That's another last man standing game. And then all the other tokens. And then all the quote unquote blockchains and all the quote unquote distributed ledger technology. So you literally, this is a game of attrition. And so unfortunately, in a game of attrition, it's not about, sometimes it's about building up your user base, which I agree that we all should do that. But also, it's about killing off your adversary. And so, again, if you believe in hard forking, or if you believe in forks, you're advocating war. That's what I believe. Now, does it provide diversity? I guess. Does it provide a fail-safe for Bitcoin to survive, for the strongest Bitcoin to survive? I guess it is a part of a growing pain that I think I guess the community has to go through. Okay. By the way, Roger Ver did make a apology video after the video with I guess the owner of Exotica. So if you haven't had a chance to watch that, he did apologize. But I have to admit, rage quitting, that is a sign of weakness. I've seen it. I've made other people rage quit. It's not. I don't do it. Well, maybe I did it intentionally, but it's but it does show in somewhat immaturity and short fuse, and maybe if you have nothing else, no argument to provide, and that is your last means of contempt, it doesn't look good. But I'm sure maybe this is just a dog and pony show. Who knows? The space is weird. We'll have to see what happens. Anyways, let's go on. I'm sorry about that. I spent a lot of time on this. I think it was worth talking about, though. Anything else here? Okay, we're going to get to Super Bitcoin, people. So finally, we're going to get to Super Bitcoin. I hope. All right, Super Bitcoin. Let's go over Super Bitcoin. There's not a lot to go over, but let's just go over it for the purposes of the audience members, because this is coming up really soon. So what are the features? Man, it's a smart contract. Matter of fact, let's do this there. Here we go. Here's Super Bitcoin right here. Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's a smart contract. It's a lightning network. It's zero knowledge proofs. It's bigger blocks. It's Super Bitcoin. Dun, 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 dun. So let's go over Super Bitcoin here. What is Super Bitcoin? I don't know what Super Bitcoin is. Let's see. What is Super Bitcoin? It's an experiment trying to implement promising solutions that the community has been proposing. Talks are cheap, but actions valuable. You could tell this is obviously Chinese, right? You could tell this is a Chinese project here. Again, Chinese project right here. Here's Super Bitcoin, of course. All right, so let's just go down. Okay, the roadmap. So here's the beginning. Here's their roadmap. They got a four-step roadmap. December 17th. So 2017, December 17th. So 2017, 12/17. First, let's see, fork the blockchain at height of 498888. Obviously, this is obviously Chinese, right? And then what else are they going to do here? So that's coming December 17th. So very, very close. In about 2 weeks. Made in China. This is one of those things where it's a it's a Chinese knockoff. They're selling you. They're trying to sell you a Gucci bag that obviously is not a Gucci, not authentic Gucci. It's one of those things, right? So, but it's probably going to be cheap. And if you own it, you could say you own a Bitcoin. Just neglect to say Super Bitcoin. And so, all right. So let's see what else they're going to do. So on looks like March. Is that March 31st, 2018, next year? On March 31st, I'm gonna have to take a look at my calendar. Add smart contract to Bitcoin. All right, I guess they want. It almost seems like they want to marry. Like it describes in their thing here. Let me see if I can find it. Nope, I can't find it. It seems like they want to marry Ethereum and Zcash and put it together, and then of course call it Bitcoin. And then let me see, 5th. What is that, May? I have to look at my calendar. Hey, how you doing, Brian? Good to see you. I'm gonna have to take a look at my calendar because these dates are like way out there. All right, let's take a look at the year. Okay, so March 31st. Okay, and then on May 31st, they're going to implement zero-knowledge proofs to better protect privacy. All right. And then finally here, almost a darn year later, almost a year later, they're going to, on November 30th, pretty much a year later from now, they're going to remove dynamic checkpoint protection. I don't even know what that is. I have no idea what that is. All right. So, anyways, that's the roadmap. But all I know is they're gonna fork really soon, December 17th, which is almost about 2 weeks. Here's your team. I'm not trying to racially profile anybody. I'm not a racist. Okay, but I'm thinking that I'm thinking that they're Chinese. That's just my intuition tells me that they're Chinese, and Super Bitcoin is coming from China. So Super Bitcoin, here you go. All right, so they have Twitter, Facebook's account, Weibo accounts, so you can, I guess, if these people are real, like them, I've never seen them. I don't even know if these pictures are real, if their profiles are real, but supposedly they are. So let's just assume on good faith that they are. We should always verify, not trust. And so here's where it comes into what is okay, right here. Here it is. There it is. I'll read the first sentence here. The past 3-year competition of Bitcoin's capacity expansion has prevented its development. We have lost a large market share due to pressure from the smart contract of Ethereum and Zcash. So it looks like they're really trying to make a Ethereum Zcash with a Bitcoin kind of name to it. So Super Bitcoin. Now, as I read on, it becomes a little bit more interesting because the ticker symbol will be SBTC, Super Bitcoin. The total amount is going to be 21,210,000 Bitcoins, of which the 210,000 Bitcoins were pre-mined. So they're going to pre-mine 210. So basically, what, 10%? Is that 10%? I'm pretty sure that's 10%. Or is it 1%? 10% or 1%? Oh, one or the other. They're going to pre-mine, and they're going to add more to they're going to add more to the supply here. So, oh goodness. Anyways, interesting. Okay, purpose of the pre-mine. Okay, let's see what the purpose of the pre-mine. I mean, we should hear them out before we judge, everybody. Okay, so let's see here. The 210,000 Super BTC, SBTC, Super Bitcoin, shall be managed by the foundation to encourage the early developers, invest ecological construction, and operate the foundation. So they're going to use that money to create a foundation, which I'm assuming they're going to run. So this is highly, highly, I would say, centralized or partially centralized. Then again, it's China. What do you expect? This is China. This is pretty much what you're going to be getting here. Hey, how you doing, Andre? You made it just in time. We're pretty much at the end. But I'll be doing I'll be going over the list of things here. Maybe not. It's already gone quite a bit here. So this is Super Bitcoin, everybody. There you go. Let me see. Let me just go down and scroll down on the roadmap. So So another fork coming your way for Christmas, hopefully for Christmas. Well, by the time, I'm hoping Bitcoin Diamond will be available, so I can, I don't know, get some Christmas gifts. Matter of fact, let's see what Bitcoin Diamond is worth these days. Um, Bitcoin, oh, Diamond, and Diamond futures, $60. It's going down slowly but surely. Looks like it's slowly but surely going down. Yeah, it's really leveling off. It's basically going. It's actually leveling. Looks like it's leveling off right where it started, and so well, hopefully we won't miss too much. I like to get a new new computer, maybe a better microphone, and I don't know what else can I get for myself. I probably like to get a new. I probably like to get another 80% lower as well. I miss making guns out of my garage. If I get enough money, you know what I really would like to do? I like to get enough money out of all these fork coins and buy, um, what are those machines that will mill an 80% lower for you? They're not 3D printers, but Cody Wilson makes them. I think he accepts Bitcoin, so I'm gonna have to dump these fork coins and get get Bitcoins, and he makes these little milling machines. You just put I think I think it's for aluminum, um, aluminum lowers, 80% lowers, and they just mill out for you, and you can pop one out in like 30 minutes. You could have a basically homemade gun in 30 minutes. An AR-15 lower, depends how, I guess, what you want to say. All right, so let's go to maybe I should get a new Windows 10, huh? I don't know, man. I'll get a new computer, or still be Windows XP probably. So I'm not going to go too much into detail on this. There is a link. It's going to take a long time. I'll quickly go over the names of them. Let me see. I think it's Stellar. Let me convert this over to Bitcoin. There we go. So Stellar on the top of the left. Um, if you're right here, Stellar is on top. If you go to the bond trading view, I created this flagged area for shorts, so you can get more Bitcoin. Basically, I think Stellar is on the top for priority. It's an 18% increase in Bitcoin, so you should have an exit strategy for Stellar. Also, Ethereum Classic has made a lot of huge gains against Bitcoin. I think right now it's 31%. Let me refresh this. Let's see if the price has made a difference. Oh yeah, that's right. It's called the Ghost Runner. Is it called It's called the 21 million. Thanks a lot. The Ghost Runner, or the Ghost Gunner. I'm sorry, the Ghost Gunner. Yeah, that's right. It's called Ghost Gunner. And I think, you know what? Here's the weird part is I've already made like an 80% lower from a polymer lower, and a polymer lower, they're like anywhere from 75 to $100, depending when you get them. I think I'm gonna try to get some around this time, because they usually have a Christmas sale, and so you can get like I think one of them is like $75, and so just pay for shipping and handling, of course. So for $75 polymer lower, I already have the tools in my garage. I have a cross slide vise, and basically a press drill, because that's how I originally made my first, I think my first two that way. And each time I do it, I'm getting like a lot better, to the point where it's pretty darn accurate. I mean, you can be off. You can still be off and still have a working gun. It's amazing. And so, a Ghost Rider. sorry, if I said Ghost Rider. Ghost Runner. You're right. Um, but let's see here. It's Stellar. Oh, okay. It's changed a little bit. Bitcoin price is at $9,928. Wow, wow, that is incredible. It's definitely changed the price. This is priced in. Here, let me price this in Bitcoin. This has definitely changed the Bitcoin price now, unless they're mooning. So the first on my list is Stellar. I'm not going to go over the charts because I do want to go over on the Bitcoin charts. Hey, how you doing? It's me, Boss Lady. And then also in the chat is Fragility666. The first time I've seen you. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chat. Ethereum Classic is second. It's made a 28% increase against Bitcoin. So if you wanted to make a lot of Bitcoin, that's a coin to dump and get more Bitcoin. EOS has made another gain today, so these are coins you should be looking to exit, especially the coins right now that are in the green, on the top of the flagged list, right here. On the bottom portion, however, they kind of fall in priority because I've listed them by priority, top to bottom. The top being the highest priority because they're most likely going to give you the most amount of Bitcoin. So Monero has actually come back up to the top of the list. You should look for exits on Monero. IoT, I think is that IOTA? I might just have to look these up here real quick. Let's switch this around here. IoT, what the hell is an IoT? Looks like IOTA. Must be IOTA. Okay. I don't know where I am. There it is. So IOTA is another one. It's gone up 35% against Bitcoin. I think that's 24-hour period. Yeah, I guess I'm going to be the only live channel for the 10K. All right. Woo! We're getting there. We're getting there. Mona Coin. Oh my gosh, Mona Coin is like moaning right now. It's up 39% against Bitcoin. That's a coin you should definitely. I'm over here. I'm just going to go over the flagged tokens here that I have for shorting to get you the most amount of Bitcoin. The most. If you didn't get your Bitcoins right now, I think you're going to miss out. ARK. ARK is another coin. Right, it's only 3% up against Bitcoin, but you should look for an exit on ARK and to get more Bitcoin. And Gnosis, I think it's Gnosis, GNT. GNT. Oh, Gollum. Okay, Gollum. So Gollum is another one that you should look for an exit. Oh, IoT is Internet of Things. Okay, sorry about that. So IoT is Internet of Things. So dump your Internet of Things. It's up like 35% against Bitcoin. That's pretty good. You should be try to get as much Bitcoin as you can. Gollum is up. Library credits. That's another one you should try to exit on and try to get as much Bitcoin. Ethereum kind of popped back in. It's in the middle of my list here. but you should probably look for a potential exit as well. ADA, what is that? I think that's Cardano or something. Cardano is ADA, I think. MadeSafe is another one. Decred, Digix DAO, I think, is another on my list. Are we at 10K already? Let me refresh. Let's refresh this. It's got to be 10K on Bitstamp. No, it hasn't yet. It's almost there. It's almost there. Olaf Husky, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. It's almost there. Let's see what else. I'm gonna price this in Bitcoin. All right. DGD. What the hell is DGD? DGD. Yeah, Digix DAO. Digix DAO. So Digix DAO is another token you should be exiting to get more Bitcoin. Salt. Now we're talking about the bottom of the list. Not so high priority. I think they've reached its Bitcoin peak and it's starting to fall. So if you haven't already gotten out on these, you may want to just dump them as soon as possible. That's my opinion. Salt, Vertcoin, Ardor, Syscoin, KNC. What the hell is KNC again? You can tell I don't trade altcoins. Kyber, yeah, Kyber Network. Kyber Network. It's already peaked out as far as Bitcoin value. Plus, Bitcoin's going up right now. Bitcoin's going up. Why would you waste your time on these altcoins? Okay, so next on my I'm getting towards the bottom of my short list. My flagged for short list here. Let me see, flagged for short list here. Dash is probably peaked out as far as Bitcoin value. I know as far as US dollar value, most of these coins are going up. And then Populous has gone down to the bottom of my value. So this link, Bond Trading View, created by James Bond Bitcoin Live, list of top 55 coins and tokens compared to Bitcoin percentage and all-time high, flagged for shorts. Hey, Chase That Coin, how you doing? The list here, the link is in the notes section, and these flagged coins are for shorting to get you the most amount of Bitcoins. All right, so let's see where we at on the price. I'm getting excited here. I'm expecting a big candlestick, everyone. Let me see here. Where's my favorite Bitcoin wisdom on Bitstamp? It's at 98.48 right now. 98.48. It's at its all-time high right now. We're just a little short. Let me see what is on Bitphoenix. Starting to pair out a little bit better. Bitphoenix is 98.68. So only a $20 difference. That's good. I was worried it might be like a $300 or $400 difference, because if you're holding Tether, you should dump your tethers and go get some Bitcoin. You should just buy your Bitcoin right now. Okay, dump the tether. And so since I'm on the trading on Bitcoin wisdom here, I want to talk about the setting here of logarithmic versus linear. I'm going to click on logarithmic here. First of all, let me just draw. I'll just draw a line. I'll just draw my line real quick. I'm on the wrong line. All right, there we go. Okay, so this is my line on a linear view. Okay, so the thing about logarithmic scales and charts is that you're using a factor of 10 to the power, and it's exponential by 10. Okay, so it goes from 1, 10, 100, 1,000. Okay, and so when you look at this chart, Merch Studios, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. So when you look at this chart, it's for going from linear and regressing to logarithmic. It's going to look like this. And then if you look at this chart, according to when you go into regression, all right, when you go from a linear to, or going the other way, so logarithmic going forward, you're 10 to the power, but when you go the other way, you're dividing by 10. And so this is essentially what you're doing. You're dividing by 10 going backwards, and it makes a curve going down. And eventually, if I keep doing this, it's just going to straighten out. That's all it's ever going to do. It's just eventually slowly curve up. So anyways, now the whole point of a chart is not to use lines. I guess you can use lines if you wanted to. It doesn't make sense to use lines, but if you look at the price here, you'll notice that well, there is no price, right? It's zero. It's zero from to 500. So that's the whole thing. Probably 250 if I can show. Let me see. Not even 250. $25. It's showing $25 right here. So it's 25 to 500 to 1,000 to 1,500. And if you notice, as the price over here, it gets shorter, shorter, smaller, and smaller, and smaller, smaller, and smaller, and smaller. It basically goes half or divisible by 10. It just gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. The reason why this chart was created is so you can see the whole chart, see the candlesticks and the price of the candlesticks. So the logarithmic scale is on the price. Price is logarithmic scaled. All right. So it creates a chart like this. And it doesn't make any, I mean, like people are trying to, I've seen a lot of people like tweet this out and post this out. The only reason you use a chart like this is to show the candlesticks, all right, at each interval level. Because check it out. This is $2. Look, this candlestick right here. I'm trying to get onto it. I just moved it. Let me see here. I can't get on it. Every time I get on it, it moves. Okay, there it is. All right. So this candlestick right here that was in the beginning, let's see what the range is. Its high is $15. Its low is $2.25. All right. That's what? That is like 12.75. That's a 12.75. That's $12.75 range. But look at the size of that candlestick right here. This one right here. It's huge, right? It's tremendous. But yet the candlestick over here, am I on the weekly? Yeah, I'm on a weekly. Candlestick over here is, this is the candlestick. It doesn't go all the way to 7,000, but the candlestick is, what's it say? The high was 4,300 and the low was 3,000. So it's $1,000. It's $1,000 candlestick. But look how small. Look how small this candlestick is. So that's the logarithmic scale. It's to show. So if you wanted to see the whole view of the chart and see each candlestick in relation to each other, because if you view, and here's the other thing, like look at this nonsense. All right, on the logarithmic chart, on the logarithmic chart, let's see here. Okay, so on the logarithmic chart, it looks like a straight line, but when I go back to linear, this is what the line does. It's exponential. It's a factor of 10, so it's going to increase and curve up exponentially 10 times. So like literally, literally, this thing is just going to go straight up, and it may even just like do a 90. This is ridiculous. So using logarithmic scales is not other than viewing from the beginning to see the candlesticks of each candlesticks during different times. That's what its original design was used for. It's not used like on a linear scale. I can't see this $2.25. I can't see the candlestick right here. So that's why you would want to go to a logarithmic scale. So you could say, oh, that's what it looked like. Okay, I see it now. This was a $13 range in candlestick. That's all this logarithmic chart was used for. So you could see the candlesticks of the beginning of the chart when the prices are smaller. Because if you try to look at it linear, it looks like this. Like you can't see the candlestick. It's so small. So anybody who uses logarithmic scale or logarithmic charts to do a chart analysis, other than looking at the candlestick, because the candlesticks over here are so small, you can't see them, right? You want to know what the price range was or whatever. Other than that, if you're using a candlestick to actually show like a trend line going, you're an idiot, because that's not the original intent of using a logarithmic candlestick or a logarithmic chart. That's not the original intent. The original intent of the logarithmic chart, be able to look at the candlestick when the prices are smaller as time goes on, as the price increase. Because if you look here, logarithmic scale, the price is being scaled logarithmically, log to the 10. All right. So that's what's happening here. So you can look at the beginning of this chart and say, okay, this was at 2, this is a $13 range, this is a $10 range, and as time goes on, idea of each and every candlestick and their price movements. All right, that's what it was originally designed to be used for. So that's what I learned about logarithmic charts. So I did my research on that. So are we there at 10,000 yet? No, we're not at 10,000 yet. Okay. All right. So let's go check out Salome IO. Let's see what's being pumped. All right. Viacoin, library credits, that's on my list of shorts. Monacoin, that's on my list of shorts. What else? ARC is also on my list of shorts. You can see that they're being pumped. A lot of people are talking about it because the price is going up. But I think they're going to get wrecked here because Bitcoin's looks like it's headed up to Omni. I don't know why. I guess because of Tether. What's that about Omni here? Tether made an invalid transaction of almost 15. Whoa. What's this? Tether, I'm reading right here. Tether made an invalid transaction of $15 million on Omni. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's actually kind of important. Walton, IOTA, Funfair. I don't even know what Funfair is. No clue. What's the last one? Okay, Viacoin. All right, so let's see what's trending these days. Ripple. Why is Ripple trending? Who knows? There's probably some news. Tether. A lot of people talking about Tether. I think because they issued more tethers, like I don't know, 2, 20, 30 million more tethers. So maybe that's another metrics that you can use. If you look at Tether, and see if they're being issued, then that should tell you that the price is going to be going up. I think yesterday some tethers were being issued, so maybe the price is going up because of that. IOTA, looks like IOTA is being pumped. Oh my ARK. Oh my goodness, look at ARK. Now you know why ARK is going up, because they're being pumped. Walton is going to be pumped. You're going to probably see that on my short list. Power Ledger still to this day. I don't get it. NEM, Cardano. I think Doge is taking a rest here. It's kind of slowing down, so that may be hitting a wall. Probably going to start dropping. Lisk, Stratus. So much on Zcash. 59% on Cycoin. 50% on Zcoin. 60%, 61% on Gollum. Digibyte, 74%. Monacoin, oh my goodness, Monacoin's getting pumped. Monacoin's so cheap. Well, it was cheap anyway. 275% on the social volume. 300% for library credits. 300%. Library credits is like 30 cents right now. Steam, oh my God, Steam's coming back. What's Steam at? Steam's at $1.20. Probably because the Steam backed dollar is either being pumped or it's less, one or the other. But that's 111% Steam backed dollar. We got a 990 on Coinbase. All right. Eventually we'll get there. Metaverse ETP, 100% on the social volume. Digix DAO, 300%, 343%. Zencash, 107% on the social volume. All these coins are going to be pumped here. Omni, everyone's talking about Omni because of Tether. 194%. Purecoin, 200% for Purecoin. So look for a pump on that. That's going to be pumping. Funfair, I don't even know what Funfair is. Funfair is 146%. And last, Viacoin, 350% on the social volume. Most likely those coins will be pumping or are being pumped right now. Yeah, Tether and IOTA, ARK at 244. So, and Ethereum Classic is at 82%. So you can see that's one of the reasons why they're pumping. All right, let's check out the mempool. Let's see if the mempool has anything to do with the price. Let's check this one out. Whoa. There's a lot of transactions here. Where did all these come from? Let's see how many transactions according to Joho's mempool statistics. There's 43,000 transactions, which usually half of it equates. So there's maybe 20,000 if I looked on block trades. So let's take a look. Where is the fees right now? That's in the orange. It's in the orange section, right here. It's right here. This orange, right about here, which is 120 to 140 right now. It's a little bit more than that, but looks like that's where the transactions are being added into the block, around 120 to 140 satoshis per byte. Let's have a look at the actual fees in here. Looks like it's going up. It's been spiking up today. Looks like everyone's trying to get their Bitcoin in place so they could do some trades. And then let's see by the mempool size. Holy moly! Yeah, look at that nice little layered cake right here. You got a nice little layered cake. Let me see, where's it really showing up? It's showing up right here in that light blue area, which is 50 to 60 satoshis is kind of where it's a lot of the transactions are building on top of the 50 to 60 satoshis per byte, as you can see right here. Basically right here, this blue right here. So okay, well let's take a look at trade block. Let's see what they got to say. So we got to play the final countdown. I might have to do that. Play the final countdown. Let's see. Trade block says it's $9,884. Yeah, it says the mempool is at around 30 to 40,000 transactions in the mempool. If this thing can ever refresh here. Man, this is taking forever. Well, it must be thinking for a long time. Wow, look at those wheels spinning around. All right, while that's doing that, let me let's go to BitInfo. Info charts. I want it to, let's see, vertical. Oh no, there's a BitConnect ad. Oh gosh. All right, so let's see what Bitcoin is. This is how BitInfo charts looks like. Andre Barnwell, you think it's going to hit like 2 to 3 a.m. Pacific Standard Time? That sucks because it's not during. I'm not sure if I'm going to be streaming live during that time. Let's see, where's the price of Bitcoin here? Well, it tells you the hashing rate. 11.015 EO hashes. 8% in the last 24 hours. That's incredible. Actually, this gives you the rate. So there's been an increase in the hashing rate in Bitcoin. Are definitely moving over to Bitcoin, probably trying to get some of that 10,000 block reward, 10,000 per Bitcoin block reward. Let me see, what is 12.5? So they're going to get 100, literally over $100,000 if they could find a block. It's $100,000. So every 10 minutes, as 100,000. So every 100 minutes, someone is being made. Wow, that is incredible. Let's see here. I'm looking at Bitcoin Cash, and they're at 1.375 EOH. It's dropped 4. I'm looking right here. It's dropped 4.32% 4 hours. Interesting. Tells you the transactions as well. Let me see. Bcash has right here. If you look over here, in 24 hours, Bcash has 20,889 transactions. Over here, Bitcoin has 384,007 transactions in the last 24 hours. Just the last hour has 16,000 transactions, and Bitcoin Cash has, just the last hour, has 870 transactions. Okay. Wow. When you really look at the statistics between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, it really is a different story on Bitcoin. All right, one Bitcoin is 66 right now. It's giving me different prices. On GDAX, it says here $9,929. Of course, GDAX is always a little higher. They probably charge a premium. This is just price in Bitcoin. Yeah, it's slowly going up. Do a hashing comparison here. Yeah, just based on the hash rate of Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, it looks like, I mean, look at this. This is just today, though. It looks like Bitcoin is definitely winning this race. Transactions. I'm just going to look at the transactions between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, you can't compare the transactions. The transactions tell a different story. Nobody's using Bitcoin Cash. You can't argue with this. This is just raw data. It's just raw data. Yeah, they barely have 20,000 transactions versus 379,000 transactions. You know, Bitcoin transactions are trending up. Let me take a look at the block times. See what the block times look like. So their new difficulty adjustment does keep in line with 10-minute blocks. It looks like. Actually, they're up a little higher. Bitcoin block time is 8.4 minutes versus Bitcoin Cash at 11.803 minutes. You have a good night. Thanks for coming by. All right, I just want to take a quick look at that. Let's go back to the price. Let's go. This thing's not working. According to block trade, it's 9,900 on block trade. Let's close this. Oh my goodness. Let's do. Let me close this out. This helps if I close this out. No, we're still not there. Anyways, let me continue on with my chart analysis. We're almost there. Next time, maybe tomorrow, you'll see my meme for 10,000. I'm gonna have to come up with something. Let me see here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's definitely running away. Look, wow. Look at this. This is incredible. There's not much to look at. I'll look at the hourly. Yeah, it's just doesn't stop. It's as long as the spot price is riding above or at this moving average, it's just gonna keep going up. It's gonna just keep going up. Listen, it doesn't even show up. Let me take a look at the 12-hour. Yeah, even though there's a little gap here, there seems to be a little gap right here, very small. But if the price continues to go up, the moving average will fill in that gap and touch the bottom of this wick, and it'll just keep pushing it up higher. Wow. Let's have a look at the 1 day. Yeah, same thing here. I mean, it looks scary because it looks like it's overbought, and people probably are trying to short or put a margin short or sell their coins, and it's not that easy when you're hitting all-time highs like this, and you're shorting or you're selling and you're thinking you made the right move. You may get burned. You may get left behind. You know, unfortunately, that's just that's just my experience from trading before. That's why I really don't trade anymore. I'll do chart analysis. I'll look at charts to get an idea of the direction of the price and where it's going. But I don't trade on exchanges because, you know, the exchanges are there to take money from you, and 95% of people who trade lose money. And so when you short, it's probably gonna, just when you sell your bitcoins and you think, well, I'll just buy back in when it dips. It never dips. It never dips. It just keeps going up like crazy. And so and sometimes, I don't know, it just does that. It's weird. When the market wants to take your money, it takes all your money. It's a cruel joke. Wow, look at that on the 3-day. It is a bursting up. That is good. And you see, if you notice, if you've seen yesterday, this gap was huge, was larger. But you notice that it's closing in because the price is going up higher. It's pulling the short-term average. It's moving the simple moving average. It's pulling it up. And hindsight 2020. It looks like when you a couple days later, you'll be like, oh, it was so obvious. I should have just bought here at the bottom when it hit. But if you were watching my video yesterday, it doesn't do that. Or it was a bigger gap, and it looked like it was it may reverse, but that's not the case. In this case, the price moved up even higher, playing this simple moving average, and it's probably going to touch the bottom of this. And then 3 days later, after it hits $10,000, you'll do a chart analysis and you'll look at this moving average, and you'll say to yourself, "Oh man, why didn't I just buy there?" Well, because at the time when you bought, or when you think you were going to buy, it wasn't touching the bottom of this candlestick. Carlos, did you sell your Bitcoin already? Oh goodness. And so let's take a look at the weekly. Yeah, and so this is the beginning of a new week right here, isn't it? This is Monday, right? Date 11/26. Yeah, yesterday. This was yesterday. Yeah, 20. What's going to be today? 28. So well, we're in 28 now, at least where I am. So this was last week's candle, and this is this week's candle. And even though there's a huge gap, there was also a huge gap here, and the weekly takes even longer. So if this price pushes up even higher, like really higher, it will drag this moving average and make it seem like it's touching this bottom part of the candlestick. And literally, like a month later, when you do a chart analysis, you'll be like, well, why didn't I buy down here, or why didn't I buy here? It makes all sense, but at the time, there's this huge gap right here, and you probably have paralysis by analysis, unfortunately. But the way the price is moving, it's probably knocking everybody's shorts. It's probably knocking everyone's shorts. I bet you there's a lot of people who are putting shorts in. Unfortunately, the new people who don't quite understand how the markets are being played or how the market works, they're probably paying for it either through a short or through, they sold their Bitcoins and they're missing out, unfortunately. So, wow. I almost want to stick around, but I know I don't want to prolong this live stream. We're already at that 2-hour mark, so. But I'm pretty sure it's on a tear. It's on a bull run that it's probably going to hit 10,000 by tomorrow morning. Of course, you never know. Every time first thing I do, I go to bed, I fall asleep. First thing I do when I wake up is I grab my smartphone, which is literally like right next to me, and the first thing I do is I turn it on and I check the price. I mean, that's what that's what I do. And so hopefully that's what you all will be doing too. Like I don't want to keep everyone up tonight. It's already 2 hours here, and I'm pretty sure the price is going to go up. I mean, I'm just looking at the chart, and if you're trying to short, you're on the wrong side of the trade, because it looks like it's trying to push. It really looks like, from looking at the weekly here, it's trying to push at 10,000 or even little bit more. Even though if you look at the RSI, it looks oversold. The price is way up. There is a huge, looks like there's a gap between the average and the bottom of this candlestick. Of course, it looked that way with this candle, the previous week's candlestick. It looked that way as well, but it just continued to go up. And then as long as the price continues to go up, it will drag this short-term simple moving average. It will keep dragging that average up higher. So it looks like when you look at it like 2 weeks later, it'll look like, well, the average touched the bottom of this candlestick. Why didn't I buy at the bottom? Because obviously at the time it wasn't like that. It was like it was a huge gap, right, like this, and you couldn't tell. That's there's no indicator. There's no indicator. There's no oscillator that, and there's no lines that you can draw that will predict, all right, that's going to predict the price. It is, you know, there's an idea, there's experience, there's possibilities, but I guarantee you, I guarantee you, there's no, you know, charting, there's no technical analysis, there's no indicator, there's no oscillator, there's nothing out there that will predict the price. Okay, so but that being said, experience, and unfortunately, to get experience, you have to trade, and then unfortunately, in order to trade, you have to make some mistakes. That means losing money. So if you're smart and you don't like losing money, because people who lose money don't stick around in this market too long, you learn pretty fast. You learn very quickly what works and what doesn't. So yeah, and you know, I don't trade on the exchanges. I trade peer to peer, and so the market are the people that I trade with, and they dictate to me. They come to me and let me know when to sell and when to buy, and whatnot. Um, so I don't fight the market. I just participate in the market. But I love looking at charts and doing chart analysis. Gosh, it's so fun to watch, especially when the price is going up. And especially if you have Bitcoins, it's really fun to watch the price go up. It really is. All right, let's wow, it's hitting all-time highs right now. Let me go to this and let me refresh this here. And see what the list looks like here. It's not too bad. Even Ethereum's like doing pretty good. Let's go into Live Watch. Let's see what the Live Watch says. Well, you're welcome, Andre Barnwell. Appreciate the thanks. Yeah, like okay, let's just go over like the week in all the coins. My gosh. All right, so Bitcoin for the week, 7-day, you're at a 20%, 27% increase. So last week, actually, for some reason, right here, it's priced 10,000. So according to Livecoin, let me see, what is this? Livecoin Watch, it's priced at 10,000 already. Either the price just jumped, did I just miss it? No, nothing's moved. It must be some of the Korean exchanges averaged into it. The live coin is pricing out at 10,000. It must be pricing in some of the Korean exchanges, maybe some of the Chinese exchanges or Japanese exchanges, because I know some of them are definitely trading over 10,000 right now. So if you bought Bitcoin like just a week ago, you would have made 27%. Ethereum right here. If you bought Ethereum a week ago, you would have made 35% for the week. If you bought Bcash, even Bcash, all right, it must be a really rough time for poor Roger. But even, well, maybe not, because apparently he has a lot of Bcash, right? So, but even if you bought Bcash a week ago, you would have had 41% increase, 41% profit. Ripple, well, who cares about Ripple? But even Ripple has 16% increase in profit. Even Bitcoin Gold, if you bought Bitcoin a week ago, 7 days ago, 56% increase in profit. Litecoin's at $92. Wow, even Litecoin may break $100 by tomorrow. But if you bought Litecoin a week ago, 35% profit. If you bought Dash, okay, Dash. How could you lose money in this market? You've got to be like the most unluckiest person to lose money if you're trading altcoins at this point in time. But you know, I mean, anything's possible. Dash 38% for the week. IOTA at 45% for the week. Let's see what else here. Uh, Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic is just 72% for the week. My goodness. Looking at these percentages almost makes me want to be an altcoin trader. It almost does. Yeah, Merch Studios says your idea about thinking about altcoin gains in terms of opportunity cost of not owning that amount in Bitcoin is useful approach to see things clearly and avoid FUD for me. These gains are for the week. They're in U.S. dollars. So yes, you made money, but I think the percentages would be lower if you priced it in Bitcoin, because it would definitely be different, because let me see here. I already changed it, but when I'm on was it ON on chain FX, when I'm on chain FX, I could look on the Bitcoin value or I'm sorry, coin market cap. If you look at coin market cap, let's just take a look of Ethereum Classic here real quick. Nope, that's not. Here, let's take a look at coin market cap. Take a quick look at coin market cap. And let's take a look at Ethereum Classic, and let's just take a look at the chart compared to Bitcoin volume, because 72% in a week, that's a lot. That's a killer. Okay. Ethereum Classic. Let's see what Ethereum Classic looks like. Yeah, different story when you look at it in Bitcoin. It's like the peak is right here of your Bitcoin value, which when is this? Like again, summer. The most Bitcoin you could have made is during the summer, and that's when all the altcoins peaked. Ever since then, they've been trending downwards, and then even right now, if you look here, you can see that the Bitcoin value is just barely upticking, but the fiat currency value is just skyrocketing. So what does that mean? That means you would have made a lot more money. You would have made a lot more money if you just held on to your Bitcoin. So yeah, you would have made a lot more money, unfortunately. But we'll continue on. We'll just make people feel better that they got into Ethereum Classic and they made 72% against fiat currency. Monero is at 38%. Neo, even Neo is up like 15%, and NEM 15%. EOS is 60%. Cardano, my goodness, Cardano 90% from last week. Stellar at 59%. Let's see, Omisi Go at 28%. It almost makes you want to be an altcoin trader. I mean, it almost really does. It just seems like you could make a lot of money, but if you really think about it, you make a lot more money just holding on to Bitcoin. Let's see here. What are some Stratus? Stratus at 63%. And another thing I want to mention is it's hard to scale lower cap altcoins. It's hard to scale. You can't scale like $1 million in a lower cap coin, lower market cap coin, and expect to make $10 million. However, you can do that with Bitcoin. If you invested $1 million at the beginning of the year, that would have been 100 million. You would have gotten 1,000 Bitcoins, I think. So you would have gotten 1,000 Bitcoins. You would have had $1 billion. I think that's $1 billion. 1,000 Bitcoin, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Let's just figure that out real quick. Let me get my calculator. 1,000 Bitcoin times 10,000. I'm sorry. That's one. That's $10 million. Sorry about that. So you can't take 1 million. So let me see. 1 million divided by $1,000 is 1,000 Bitcoins times 10,000. That's 10,000. That's 10 million. So you can take $1 million, and that would have been possible with Bitcoin. You probably, well, it would take you time, but if you averaged it out around the beginning of the year, you would have gotten 1,000 coins on average. Let's just average it out. And if you held on to them, you made 10 million. So 1 million became 10 million. You can do that with Bitcoin. I don't know if you can do that with these other altcoins. That's the only problem. Let's see here. Monacoin. Monacoin. It must be a Japanese thing. The Japanese are going crazy over there. They really are. So Monacoin, 141%. Decred, 75% from a week ago. All you had to do was just maybe buy one of these altcoins. You would have made 75%. Look at all these. Augur, Golem is at 72% for the week. 72% for the week. This is, again, fiat currency. If it was in Bitcoin, it'd be a different story. 122% Digix DAO. Let's go for the big ones here. I don't even know what this coin is. Exchange Union, XUC, 200% increase from last week. NXT, 112%. Wow. Well, there you go. And let's see here. I'm taking a look at the chat. Merch Studios. You think I also think the big Wall Street, the big Wall Street money that's coming will go with Bitcoin first at this stage of the game. It's safer for their big funds and the general investment public. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Bitcoin's where it's at, really, and it could probably take that volume, and you can cash out. It's easier to cash out in Bitcoin because even if you sold like whatever amount, if you could probably sell 1,000 Bitcoins, and it only dropped the price about maybe $5. It wouldn't drop the. I mean, there's so much demand that someone could cash out like everything. Hey, Surgency, I see you. With my luck, would have picked Solar Coin as my altcoin a week ago. Solar Coin. Let's check it out real quick. Solar Coin. There's such a thing? Well, okay. Even if you picked out Solar Coin a week ago, SLR, ticker symbol SLR, you still would have made 12%, which, for Wall Street, right, for stock markets, making 12% a year is fantastic. Matter of fact, when I used to actually invest, I think it was like Edward Jones. That's when I used to be a retail investor. That's when I first got into investing. They would pitch like having 10% every year over year, getting 10% return year over year. They pitch this like you can, by the time you reach retirement, you can retire. Not worry about money. That's on 10% a year. you know, you're some of these coins, no matter how obscure they are, and again, I know you can't scale them, but if you just nickeled your dime into these altcoins, that it's almost like a full job. It's almost like a full job. You would have to be trading like 10 or 15 or 100 different coins, nickel and diming your way your way to get even 10% a week over week. It's possible, like within 5 years, 5 to 10 years, if you just keep compounding that. I mean, it's really tempting for altcoin traders to have that belief. It really is, but I'm very skeptical about it that would because we're in a bull market. You think this is going to continue forever, but when the bull market ends and then the bear market, you don't make any money. You just try to keep your value. So if you made, like, let's say you made 1 million, like in 2017 you made $1 million, and then the bear market comes, how do you keep $1 million? That's the struggle. That's the hard part when the bear market, because you can make $1 million in a bull market, but then you can lose $1 million in a bear market, you know, and then some. You could just lose everything: your house, your shoes, your car. It's just horrible. So it's not how much money you make in the bull market. It's how much money can you keep during the bear markets, and then when the next bull market comes, how can you position yourself during the bear market to position yourself to be even, like, have more money that you can make. And unfortunately, that takes like 3 to 5 years in cryptocurrency anyway. And in regular traditional markets, that takes like 10 years. They usually, it's like 5 years just to make your money, and then next 5 years to actually exponentially grow that money. So cryptocurrencies, it's you can really make, it's possible. You would have to be trading. You could do it, but it'd be a full-time job. You would have to always keep an eye on all your trades. It's a lot of work. It's too much for me. It's so much easier if I just buy Bitcoin and just ride the wave. Just ride the wave. It's so much easier. Yeah, Surgency, you say that you were talking to coworker in April about Bitcoin to get in. He says he likes regulation, so he will stick to stocks. I imagine that's the sentiment of many. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's uh, to be a retail investor. Unfortunately, is the last person on the totem pole on the way down that receives the benefits of the financial market. Usually, the person who's creating the stock or the financial instrument benefits probably the most. So being a retail investor, in other words, being the last person to be sold to, is you don't get a lot of return on it. I mean, 10% over a year is considered. They say it's average or conservative, but it's really low. Like you literally have to spend like 60 years investing before you can build enough, and you have to reinvest on top of that. Like literally you have to reinvest, so you can never take anything out while you're doing it for over a course of 60 years. And then you're not factoring inflation. So if you in factor a 10% return year over year plus a 5% inflation, you're really making 5% year over year. And so you're not really expecting, your money's not gonna you, you're not gonna make as much money, or your money's not gonna be worth that much by the time you're 60 or whatever, 70, 80, however old you are, or retirement time. So it's kind of I agree. It's kind of unfair or deceptive in a lot of ways. But with cryptocurrency, you can. It's possible. It's possible. At least make the money while you can. We're in a bull market. All right. So let me see what time. Oh my goodness, it's getting really late. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to call it. Hold on here. I lost you guys here on the chat. I'm gonna have to. Oh, it's getting late. I gotta. It's fun talking to you. That's for sure. Let me take a look at one more at the price. We'll just end it right there. Take a look at it real quick. Nope, still not yet. Almost. Almost. Man, I can taste it. I'm sure all of you can probably taste it right now. Oh goodness. Anyways, let me end it on this meme here. Don't forget your super Bitcoins. Your super Bitcoins is going to be available. December 17th is the hard fork of 49.8888. So I'm sure a lot of people, like if Bitcoin Gold was poorly implemented, if Bitcoin Diamond can be like at least okay implemented, like it it can become real, like there's nothing shady going on, like people actually will get their coins, and then the exchanges will have it a bit available. I think super Bitcoin, if they really are honest, because they've they do show names, they do show faces, they seem to be real people. If they are really genuine about this, I could see, this may be a play for not for like maybe you and I, but maybe for the Asian markets. All right, to get them into Bitcoin, to basically sucker those people into Bitcoin, and get them to push up the price of Bitcoin for the most part. Because in order to get this super Bitcoin, you're gonna have to have Bitcoin. And so I think that's what's going on. It seems like, because all the coins, all the forks that have been coming out, they've been mostly in Asia. Even Bcash, Bitcoin Cash, seems like to be a Roger Ver and Jihan Wu kind of scenario. And so these are all like Chinese, South Korea, Japan, Asia. So if these forks represent a different implementation of Bitcoin, they're representing maybe the Asian markets of what they want Bitcoin to be, which is different than maybe what the North American and European countries think of what Bitcoin is. And so, but the thing that all these, forks have in common is that you have to have Bitcoin. And so if you got to have Bitcoin to get super Bitcoin, which I already have some Bitcoin, so if they actually do hard fork, uh, I'll be getting some of these, but it would require all the new people who are promoting super Bitcoin to get other people to buy Bitcoin. And so, yeah, I think price is probably going to go up, going to go up. Anyways, let me conclude this episode. Feel free to like, dislike, um, leave a comment after the live stream, or even do a video response. Until next time, everyone, stay tuned. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I'd like to thank everybody in the chat, 21 Million, Surgeon C, Carlos, Merc Studios, Buy Bitcoin, Andre Barnwell, Olaf Husky. Thank you, all you guys here. You stuck around. Even It's Me, Boss Lady chimed in. Brian even, and Brian chimed in. Dual Overhead Camness. Let's see who else here. Chase That Coin. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Let's see who else. Even One Green Mightis. Hopefully I said your name right. And Richie Rich, of course. Thank you so much. And Fragility66, first time I've seen you here. Welcome. And let's see who else. Boy, this chat goes on for a long time. And of course, 21 Million Club. I think I already mentioned you. And Matt Wilkinson, Tomcat, Crypto Kerbit. Thank you, all you guys. All right, I'm going to end this live stream. Bye-bye now. Oh, Ghost Money, I see you. Thank you for showing up. You were always the last time. I got you now. I was waiting for you. Anyways, bye-bye.